Good morning. Happy Friday morning. Happy start to your weekend, if they still have those. I forgot what I was going to say. I'm doing a coffee stream today. Ow. Open panel. I'm going to bitch about DEI for a little bit and talk about the recent law passed in Louisiana. As somebody, as a Louisiana native and a Satanist, I have some thoughts on this Ten Commandments thing. My first thought is, because remember, I've been looking at all this DEI stuff that are in the state, federal. Hey, Bex. Oh, wow. So early. State, federal departments, and it was under that Biden executive order when he rescinded Trump's order that attempted to stop all this. I am more worried about that because that is in state bureaucracies. Like I showed you the trainings from Washington State that require the 4 units of DEI training, implicit bias, all that stuff in order to work for the state of Washington, that type of stuff. That concerns me more than having a poster of the Ten Commandments in a classroom. When I was growing up, they might still do it. We said the pledge. It was one nation under God. And then I remember, maybe it was the late 80s, early 90s, there was some controversy about the under God part. The atheists started to push back. This was the pledge, how I remember it growing up at school. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. And then they went on to like the announcements for the day. Nobody I know got affected by the pledge. Like whatever indoctrination they tried to do on us, we had catechism. Some people went to Bible school. There was all of this like outside extracurricular religious exposure if you wanted it, and it was all voluntary. And even with all of that, all of the people I know that had that growing up, none of them are reciting their prayers. None of them have turned into crazy Christians. A few of them are very like confirmed in their faith, but none of it was anything when I look at my adult life to worry about. This DEI stuff to me is because I'm already seeing the effect. It's already making my life more difficult in the workplace. I can barely last in the workforce, much less try to re-enter it. Because of all this stuff, I'm not going to a single, what is it called, CRT, anti-racism training or whatever, to be sit in a room and told how racist me and all my friends are. There's no way I'm sitting through that just to have a job and earn an income. Now, being from Louisiana, I am a little surprised. So the way Louisiana works, they have North Louisiana. You know, it's shaped like a boot. And they have the, whatever that part of the boot is, the leg of the boot. That's North Louisiana. And that's pretty much white, Southern, Protestant, a little more heavy, like evangelical. The same as you'd see across most of the South in Texas. And they're like pretty, I don't know, mainstream white Southern Protestant. And that's also where that Mike Lee guy, the Speaker of the House, is from. That's his part of the state. And the representative that passed it is also from that part of the state. Now, when you get south, like the heel of the boot, that's the Cajun part, the French part of Louisiana, and also the Catholic part. It's one of the most Catholic parts of the entire United States, and probably the most French part of the U.S. And so the culture is very different down there, religiously, culturally, ethnically, etc. And the new governor that signed this law is from that part of Louisiana, and because it uses the King James translation, I'm kind of surprised there wasn't a little more controversy over that. But like probably I'm guessing he just like took what he could get. Like at least he gets the Ten Commandments in school. Now bless my state. I don't agree with it. I am a little embarrassed when I saw the headlines. I'm like, oh my god, I love my people, but they keep embarrassing me. But at the same time, we're a very rebellious, stubborn people, and this is kind of their way of testing, testing limits, testing the power, etc. We did it with the drinking age. We've done it with road funding. We've done it with all kind of stuff. We're it, to me, Louisiana is one of the most anti-authoritarian states. Like we had a whole thing going on down there even before we became part of the U.S. and we really don't like being told what to do. We have our own way of doing things, and we want to keep it that way. And so I fully expect it to be challenged. I hope it gets challenged. I expect it to get shot down. I think the governor does too, and the legislator. I think this was a virtue signal or a political. Let's just say at most generous. Let's just call it a political expression. This is an attempt to express their political values. I think it's a waste of time, but at the same time, I'm glad somebody's. Actually, I'm not. I don't think the Ten Commandments belong in school, but then I don't think the gay flag belongs in school. I don't think the pronoun posters belong in school. I don't think there was one I saw the other day about. Oh, it was about psychological safe spaces. Oh fuck. I've been having mic issues apparently. I don't know what I'm doing differently. Is this better? Am I too loud? The mic? I'm not touching. The only thing touching the desk is my mouse. I'm not touching the desk at all. So the rocking should not be affecting the mic. Um, hey, Brandon. I saw you on i5s earlier. Yeah, just let me know if I'm too loud or the mic is giving issues or whatever. Um, Hopefully you got all that. Basically, oh yeah, the poster I saw the other day was some psychological safety poster. Like if you feel like you don't belong or not included, speak to someone. Except I don't believe any of that ideological shit belongs in school. So if you're gonna have that, I don't really have a problem with the Ten Commandments. And y'all, this is coming from a Satanist. I think it's all of it or none of it. And also the Satanists are really good at this. The separation of church and state, that's kind of their thing. So they're going to come in and say, well, we can have the Baphomet statue or the satanic tenets, which I think would help kids too. I think having a copy of the either the 11 church of the Church of Satan, 11 satanic rules or something they call them, and then the satanic temple, some of their tenets, especially the one about offending. That's a good one. That's one of the things that drew me to the satanic temple in the first place before the wokeness drove me out of it. Listen to this one, y'all. Satanic tenet number 4. The freedoms of others should be respected, including the freedom to offend. To willfully and unjustly encroach upon the freedoms of another is to forego one's own. That even came up actually this morning, Brandon. The thump thump. The mic's not moving though. This thing? Ooh, it moved now, but I'm not touching it. It shouldn't be moving. Oh, when I type, it's picking up the keyboard. Is my voice too loud? Because I haven't turned all the way up. I could turn it down, or I could try this little reduce background noise setting. Is that better? And my bondage cuffs could be clacking on the laptop as well when I type. Um, we'll figure it out. Thanks for helping with the feedback. Um, all right, I'll do that if I remember. So basically, I think we get all of it in there. We get Muslim posters, Satan posters, gay posters, pronoun posters, implicit bias posters, Ten Commandment posters, or we take all of it out of schools. And so I hope that that at least forces the issue around some of this stuff of what we can and cannot have in school. What qualifies as indoctrination? Like, where is that line? The Ten Commandments are obviously that line, but then I think some of this other stuff is a line too. Speaking of which, I want to talk about one more thing. So here in Washington State, good. I count on that. That helps me a lot actually. Complainers, as a complainer, which I'm about to do, we serve a very valuable role in the social ecosystem. So I applaud you. We should get our own day, actually, if not our own month. I don't think I could take a whole month, but come on, at least a day. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So back to my complaint. Here in Washington State, the peer support, my profession, and we saw at the federal level under this Biden order, they're attempting to nationalize peer support and centralize the standards. And there's going to be like a single certification at the national level that a peer supporter can get, and they'll be qualified to deliver peer support services in whatever state. Right now, each state has their own program, and it's different from state to state. But as one state kind of ups their standards, all the other states try to compete and also up theirs. And what one of the recent trends to kind of heighten the standards is to incorporate DEI trainings, equity, and along with that comes implicit bias. Well, here in Washington State, they just passed a law. Right now, we have what's called a certification, which is what I have. We don't have a professional licensing system with a regulatory board, continuing education, etc. And they want to move to that. They call it professionalizing. Um, I have different terms for it. It's taking it more from the ground level, grassroots um, level, where you get a lot of the people that are actually kind of like on the front lines of peer support, and it moves it into the more bureaucratic. There's going to be a lot of etiquette protocol standards that I can't, like, I'm not even bothering with this license thing because I'm not even going to be able to meet the new standards of like how you have to conduct yourself professionally. So there's going to be like a whole new layer of policing now going on in addition to just can you deliver peer support. And that's what happens when something professionalizes and starts to centralize. And so, as part of that, Washington State just put out, they have this rule making process. This is like the land of process. You could look up Seattle process, it has its own articles. Um, they have this rule making process like over the next year or two. And it's actually a good thing because it invites public comment. Other peers like me can weigh in and give my opinion and not get heard or listened to, but at least to have the opportunity to have my voice on record. And so, as part of this, they're moving to a licensing system, and it's going to require additional training, continuing education. There's going to be supervision, regulation, etc. And that's going to allow us to build private insurance companies and Medicaid without going through an agency. Right now, we can only build Medicaid or insurance company if we're working through an agency, which means you have to be in the workforce underneath all of these new policies. So let me just show you one little thing. This is the latest version of the proposed licensing rules for this new peer support license that they're trying to implement here. And these numbers, this stuff, RCW, all that, that's basic. Washington State is like a complex law system. They have, I will get into it, but this is basically our law. So what you're looking at is their version of state law. These are their codes and statutes that every resident or practitioner in Washington State is bound by. Must complete training in health equity as part of their continuing education. Must complete at least 2 hours every 4 years. And by the way, this is true for medical profession, legal profession, etc. This DEI stuff, and it got accelerated, boosted under Biden. Um, This is happening in all of the professions. Oh, I'm interested in these course requirements. Let me take a look. Including strategies to reduce implicit bias and assess the provider's ability to apply health equity concepts. So you're going to be assessed on your ability to, I don't even know what health equity means, to not cause disparities between groups based on their skin color. The implicit bias thing, we've already covered that. I did like 2 or 3 streams on it. This is not based on science, it's based on pseudoscience. When you subject implicit bias to the rigor of actual scientific standards, it does not hold up. They use a different set of standards that the social sciences use and the psychological sciences, and they're basing policy on something that is epistemologically inferior and less valid than actual science, and they're trying to pass it off and as though it has scientific validity. I had a whole entire conversation with the AI over this. um, there's one other thing I want to point out. This is what professionalization looks like and centralization, and this is why I'm so against it. So now these trainings, what qualifies as continuing education, which we've never had to do before, but we're going to have to start doing. So this is where they can insert the different ideologies in. It's a vector for DEI or whatever, Ten Commandments, anything. Um, so now they have actual state-approved agencies that these trainings have to come from. And these are the agencies that are kind of locking down the peer support profession here in Washington State. So people like me, because I'm not an agency, can't just come in and be a part of this. I now have to go through these official channels, and these are setting the dogma for peer support now. What is not peer support. So it's defining the profession and the practice. And peer support is supposed to be individualized. And each peer, because it's based on our own experience with whatever condition we're a peer for, it emerges from that experience and our unique ways of managing our symptoms, getting through crises, etc. Each person's method of peer support is going to be different, and each person's method of peer support is going to be suited to a particular type of need. And if you start, just like with education, if you start to mainstream everything, your neurodivergent kids get left out, the kids that don't fall inside the curve get left out, and then you have to start figuring out special like programs or solutions to get their needs met. That's what's going to happen with this. All these like very unique individualized types of peer support for men, peer support for autistic neurodivergent people. I defy Washington State to show me the person in Washington State in these official organizations that is qualified to train me on working with neurodivergent men. Show me somebody in the state with more experience in doing that. I could train these people on how to do it. That's one reason I do it, because I see it done so poorly and so badly by every single institution out there that's set up to even attempt it. But I will not be able to get into this new form of delivering the service without jumping through all of their hoops, and that's not something I like. My integrity just will not let me do that. So I think that's all I have today. I went for, oh wow, shorter than I expected. Okay, good. I'll throw the link up and we'll get the panel started. Here you go. Come on up. It's open panel. Oh, by the way, I went on a male Pandora. Um, I'll put her channel. She did a really good stream last night on men's mental health. It went for 7 hours, and I was on for part of it. And it was a space for men to come up and just talk about what they struggle with, their stressors, whether opening up is the right path for some men or not, and et cetera, et cetera. So I seriously urge you to check it out. Hang on. I need some of my wrenches. There you go. And subscribe to her channel. She's going to do more of them. She's going to try to do like one a week or something like that. So more of this, please. In fact, it's kind of inspired me to shift my channel to, speaking of men's mental health, um, to shift my channel to the. I really want to. It's especially. I don't know if you know this, but in addition to Pride Month, June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I really want to help men. That's what I created this channel for. That's what I started my business for. That's what all the community building the last couple of years I've been doing is for. That is my people. That's the people that I get the most support from. That's the people I know how to give the best support to. I can validate and affirm their intensity, their strong emotions, their those masculine emotions of anger and even sensitivity and rage and grief. Men, oh, that's another thing I wanted to show you real quick. Hang on. This ties into it. Let me just find it. Just out of curiosity, the other day, I'm a Scorpio, no surprise. And I was reading a little bit about the Scorpio sun sign. Listen to this description. Passionate, independent, and unafraid to blaze their own trail no matter what others think. Scorpio signs make a statement wherever they go. They love debates, they aren't afraid of controversy, and won't back down from a debate. They also hate people who aren't genuine and are all about being authentic, even if authentic isn't pretty. I thinking about stealing that. I could not have written a better description for myself if I tried. And the reason Scorpio is so significant for me is because it's ruled by Mars, Aries, god of war, rage, anger, the rage of Achilles, right there at the very beginning of our Western tradition, and Hades, Pluto, grief, sorrow, darkness, the underworld. Everything about me that combines into what I call Satanism is right there in that Scorpio that I was born with. A Friday the 13th baby at that. So, I like when I say Satanists are born, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. I'm not kidding. Um, so yeah, there's that, and I think that's it. We're gonna be hanging out in the Discord today, watching stuff. I have some donation until I can get monetized. I have some donation sites if you want to help the channel go and like keep it going or help us grow or because once we're able to get a like little income stream, then I could invest in the channel and be able to do more with it. Joe Cool invents a lot of things. And speaking of the DEI stuff, has a lot of things invented for him because it's a very powerful story or mythology, and that he I think kind of uncritically adopts because it maps onto his personal experience, or at least the cherry picked version of it that he presents. Because the more you hear him talk, you get I think you get the light and shadow at that point. No pun intended. I swear to God. Um, who knows? Like, who's black anymore? You know, just like gay is like almost not even a thing, or bi, it like is not even. I think like black or white is not even going to be a thing in a few generations. It's going to be like this quaint. That happened in Louisiana. Before the United States took us over, they uh they classified people differently, and they had like these people that were part white or part black but were free. They weren't descended from slaves, etc. They had all these different racial categories, and when the US showed up, it we had to they had to reclassify everybody, and they had to figure out who was black and who was white, and the Cajuns kind of fell in this weird middle, and nobody could figure out, are we black, are we white? We were called people of color, we were called white ethnics, like the Irish and the Italians. They didn't know where to put us in this new category system. I think eventually, so now it's like, oh, this quaint way that Louisiana used to classify people, but no, it we had our reasons for doing it at the time, and the black and white thing made sense at the time, I guess, to some people. But I think we're gonna move beyond where these categories just stop having any meaning because the story will have changed. It sure does, and it does not tell you how to summon demons. Well, actually, that was Gemini. I haven't tried on ChatGPT. I was trying to conjure up an incubus or two. So that's all I have. Did I post the link? I'll keep it going for, I don't know, half an hour or so. I'm streaming when I can to stay relevant, and because I'm so inspired by this men's mental health thing, I I really think we can do this. I saw this happen with the gays, and now it's happening with the straights, and I'm a part of both of them. I had like most of the men in my life, like growing up, coming out. In fact, I'd have to really think hard on some that didn't were supportive of me. Like I mean, they were like strangers and stuff, but my immediate circle and family and friends and all that, everybody was so supportive of my coming out, and I never forget that. Like I never had a lot of friction with straight people growing up, and so it gay to me was never like this gay straight dichotomy. Like, and a lot of the gays would use the term breeders, like jokingly, like it was just amp to refer to straight people, and that never sat well with me. Um, it seemed to reduce them to some biological function, like they were unthinking animals, and the gay people were these sophisticated, um, enlightened beings that could choose their relationships consciously based on affection and platonic affiliation or whatever. Yeah. Well, I was the fag in the attic. I literally had it. One of our houses. I was upstairs. They had converted the attic to the bedroom, and yeah, I was definitely that role for my family. Like at family gatherings and family reunions, I was the weird gay cousin or the. Now I'm the gay uncle. I love being a gunkle though. I love my nieces and nephews. I don't know how they feel about me. We haven't really talked, but I love all of you if you're watching. You always have a gay uncle. Hit me up when you need it. When you need me. No, she was a little bit before my time, and I'm not sure how we would have gotten along. Me trapped in a small little attic with a woman. It's anybody's guess. You see what happens on these panels. Besides, with the rocking, I wouldn't count on me in that situation to hide from anybody. Actually, okay, I have two stories. Y'all are gonna love this. Grow let's say 12, 11 to 13-year old, that age period. We had just moved to this new town. Remember, I had played hooky from school and all that for at least 21 days, according to my report card. And I would everybody would leave in the morning, and then I would sneak back into the house and do educational stuff and like interesting stuff that stimulated me intellectually, not the boring stuff they were doing at school. And during one of those days, like my stepfather worked at some oil company kind of out of town, so I never had to worry about him being around ever once he left in the morning. But one day, I was in the front room, the living room where the TV and all that was. And we had a long driveway, and it was a shell driveway. So I was like sitting watching PBS probably, and I heard like this car start crunching up the driveway, and I'm like, holy shit! And I got up from the couch and I looked out the window, and it was my stepdad's station wagon. I'm like, what is he doing home? Fuck! And the way the house was designed, the front room is in the front, and there was a swinging door to the kitchen, and we always used the back door through the dining room and kitchen. So I knew that he was parking and coming into the house, and I would not have time to make it through that swinging door. And so I was kind of stuck in the living room. And apparently he had brought a friend home for lunch, and they were going to have lunch at the house that day. So I had to think really quickly. And next to the TV, this is one of those big like console Zenith or RCA TVs that you had back in the day. We had a pile of blankets, sleeping bags, pillows that we pulled out. We wanted to lay in front of the TV and watch because it was a big family, so there wasn't always seating space. And we loved to lay on blankets and watch TV. So I dove under that pile next to the TV, and I just held my breath and I prayed and I crossed my fingers. And as I was doing that, they come in, he and his friend, and they walk over to the TV and they turn the TV on. and they make themselves Frank, shut up. They make themselves a sandwich and they go sit on the couch and they watch TV for 20 or 30 minutes until it's time for them to go back. The whole time I am under that pile of blankets right next to the TV and I am petrified. I am like holding my breath, thinking if I move an eyelash, that whole pile of blankets is going to move and they're going to see me and he's going to catch me. And so I had to sit there for like half an hour, just still as a rock while they watched TV and ate their lunch. And eventually I pulled it off. They left and he had no clue that day that I was under that pile of blankets. About the same time period, we had these neighbors. Actually, it was this old lady that lives next door, but she had a lot of grandchildren that were always over at her house. And you know how kids are when they play. We had like this neighborhood war going on. And we had like several families involved. We had like our family and some of the neighbor kids against their family and all their cousins. And so every time they were at this lady's house on the weekends, there'd be this big war. We had like battle maps and secret codes and secret mailboxes where we could leave messages and we would spy and infiltrate. And so one day I was in their front yard and like I said, I was like 11, 12 years old. And for some reason, I had the idea to like see if the front door was open. Maybe I could spy while I don't know. It was war. We were at war. It was like neighborhood war. And so I opened the front door and there's nobody in there, but the TV's on. And while I'm standing there, like in these people's house, trying to figure out what I'm even doing, the old lady, their grandma, starts to come out of the bathroom, and she had like she used a walker, like there was something wrong with one of her like her hip, so she walked real slow. So I knew I had a little bit of time, but I didn't know what to do. So I'd like dived behind. She had two recliners facing the TV, and I dived behind one of them. There was this little space between the recliner and the wall. And I just kind of hid there because I didn't know what else to do. And she came back to her chair. She was watching old black and white I Love Lucy episodes. And I had to sit there behind that recliner through like at least an entire episode while she watched. And again, hold my breath, still, don't make a move, like just sit there. And I couldn't even see the show. I just heard Lucy and this lady was sitting in the room like a few feet from me. And eventually she got back up to go in the kitchen or go to the bathroom or something. And I like ran out the front door and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. And I can't believe I just got away with it again. So those are my, I don't know what made me tell those stories in the first place, but whatever prompted them, those are my stories. Tell them that I was there. No, I might have told, there was this little guy kid about my age and I think he was gay and we kind of had a little energy going and we would talk a lot outside of the war. So we would like fight when it was wartime, but we were like becoming really close friends outside of that. I might have told him and he probably laughed about it. But no, I don't think I ever did. I might have told my some of my siblings like, "Hey, I was just spying on the neighbors." Jen, Jen, Glenn, I get called all kind of things. Janice, Jeff, that's Steven's name for me, which I like. I think it's kind of cute. Janus, like two faced. Janice, Jeff, or maybe like Janice. Was she from the Muppets, or is that someone from the Brady? But Marsha, was there a Janice? Jan. My 70s brain is in a blender by now. I probably think that Shirley Jones was on the Brady Bunch. Okay, so anyway, this is a panel. I'll keep it going for a little while longer. And then Frank, are you around for an episode? I see Bex is around too. Yeah, Brandon was on iFies today. Um, it was quite interesting. The whole they were having this like serious debate about politics and stuff, and then the whole panel started talking about Looney Tunes. And it's so interesting to see Brandon not even low key troll and hijack these panels, and I'm not even sure he's even intending to do it. Is that an egregore where trolling just happens? Kind of like the drama triangle, the troll triangle. Yeah, it is. It's heating up. God damn! I hope they don't let him walk to the idiots. If he deserves it honestly. If he wins, because they were all idiots. It reminds me of well, I won't spoil it for people. There was another American season very similar. That was one of their worst. All right. I still don't know what the here. Oh, never mind. I think I got it. Today's Friday. There's probably a bunch of streaming stuff going on. I might do an evening stream. Um, I'd like to do more mental health streams, and I was doing that. That Oh, in fact, hang on. Got some ideas. I was doing that. I was gonna do that peer support curriculum, but when I look at all the new stuff coming down, I don't know. I'm gonna still think about it and find a way to do it. But look, I bought all these books when I was doing my men's work. The men's group manual. It tells you how to set up and run a men's group, and there's all these exercises and conversation prompts. A Circle of Men. This was developed from the people that did the Mankind Project. I went to their new warrior training last year, and this also is something I picked up at one of their trainings. It's called Guts. It's something the men's movement does. I know it's complex. It's kind of psychodrama parts work, and this is kind of an interesting book too. I don't know if I'd want to present this content because I think it's proprietary. But the point is, I have all these men's things that I picked up, and I'd really like to do something with them eventually. So if we can get a men's, every day I'm on is Men's Mental Health Day because I'm always going to prioritize men who need to talk or open up or want to share something or conversations about men or men's mental health. So pretty much this is a men's space all the time, especially neurodivergent men, because even in traditional men's spaces, they don't always know how to integrate us or accommodate us. Which, I mean, I've always said that if you're neurodivergent, internal locus of control, you should be responsible for managing your own accommodations and accommodating yourself and not putting it on the shoulders of people that have no idea how to accommodate you or what your particular neurodivergence is. So the more of it that you can take control over and responsibility for it, the better for you, just from a practical standpoint. All right, I'm going to try to go for 20 more minutes, unless somebody shows up, and then we can do survivings. Um, I might watch some documentaries too in the Discord later. Jump? No. Okay, here's with me. This is one. If talking about peer support, I'm gonna share one of the things that has helped me, maybe more than any single choice or decision I've made in the past 8 years since I started working in mental health and working on my own recovery. And it's this: I prioritize my mental health more than anything else in my life. That is my cardinal value. I have to keep that mental health intact. Remember, we looked at that. Well, for those of you who haven't, I never tire of showing this chart because it's so foundational to what I do. So we'll take one little glance at it. This is the chart of self determination. This is you at your most self determined where you have all these positive, supportive forces helping you, pushing you on your journey upward. And these are like negative stressors and forces that when they accumulate too much, they could disempower us and keep us down here at the bottom. But also inside of each of us, we have our own arrow that can move up or down internally, like our own little engine that we can navigate kind of independently, or maybe sometimes in tandem with these external forces. And keeping my little arrow in the green zone and pointed upward, for me, is my number. It's like in a video game. I cannot let my arrow get red or start moving downward. That is a warning sign that I need to do some self-care and keep that arrow green and moving in a healthy direction. So because of that, there are certain things I cannot risk doing, and the bureaucracy, the jumping through the hoops, the entering back into these heavily feminized DEI type workplaces, I already know from experience the toll it's going to take on my mental health. So part of my self-care is avoiding the environments that kind of start to affect that arrow and start to move it into the red zone, or I guess the yellow zone. And so yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Like I have to keep my mental health at the green light, and yellow lights to me might as well be red, because the minute they go off, that's a sign that I need to either reorient it direction, move out of an environment into a healthier environment. That's a big one for me. Like not always knowing. I constantly have a habit of mistaking unhealthy or dysfunctional environments for healthy ones. And I don't always know when I'm in an unhealthy environment. So the minute I get that little signal, sometimes that's a sign to start like looking at my groups, my communities. Are they serving my needs? Are they healthy, etc.? That we talked about that positive maladjustment. It can be a sign of that too. Like maybe the communities themselves are not necessarily unhealthy. They're just not at the level for what I need. And I need to go find the ones that are more designed for my needs. So that's the jumping through the hoops thing. I've been in Washington State for almost 15 years. It'll be 15 years this year. I've worked in the bureaucracy for on and off for at least six or seven. Um, I worked. One of my jobs was working for the county, so I got kind of like an inside view of how the county works. I've been to state hearings, state meetings, etc. So I've got little glimpses of that. I've lived in Seattle, which everything is like ordering a cup of coffee is a process here. This is the technocracy, and I am not. I am the ghost in the machine. I am not fit for the technocracy. Like I will not. I will never be able to assimilate to a technocratic system, and that's what this like centralization. They even have. They call it. I'm not kidding. Like their little at the federal and the state level, their little department that's in charge of supporting the workforce is called tech support, technical support for peers. And at the federal level, it's called BRISTAX, BRRSTCCS or something. There's like no vowels in it. They call it BRISTAX. In fact, let's take a look at what that stands for. Bringing recovery supports to scale, technical assistance. That's the federal department in charge of supporting the mental health workforce and the peer workforce. So if you don't think we're dealing with a technocracy, and I don't think that it may work for some forms of physical or medical health care, it may even work for some forms of mental health care, particularly like the more organic type that are amenable to a medical solution. But for a lot of people that are just navigating their personal life crises, etc., and all the stressors and anxieties that come from that, um, I don't think the technocratic approach is necessarily the best one. I think that the person-centered, individualized, humanistic approach that's transitioning from is still superior. And I don't think that these modern, newfangled systems are being designed for levels much higher than that red level at the bottom of people with a severe um, level of care need, like coming in and out of crisis, addiction, substance use, severe mental health challenges, etc. The rest of the day-to-day ordinary people, I don't think that this technocratic system is going to serve much. I think there's solutions out there that are much, much superior. And I'm trying to be a part of that. And I hope other people are too. Let's collaborate. All right. Well, I no, I navigate traffic. Believe it or not, I'm a pretty good driver. Other than a few traffic tickets in California, where I didn't know that they had planes up in the air clocking my speed, even though there were signs clearly saying that there were planes in the air clocking my speed. I just looked up and didn't see them, so I said, "Well, they must not be up there." Other than that, I have an excellent driving record. I got in one wreck. It was a minor. I hit a van full of black women. They were coming home from church, and I was driving down this. It was a 3-lane road, and it turned into two, and I didn't realize it, and so I kind of like veered into their lane and sideswiped. It was a big Dodge van, and they parked. This was at night, and I was so. This is my first wreck. I had just got my car. I was so shaken. I was just distraught. I was more stressed than they were, and they ended up comforting me. And it was like a clown car. They were like 6 or 7 of them and their kids in this van. It was a Dodge van, and they had the church hats, the purses, the dresses, and they all started piling out of that car like one by one after the other. And I was like, this could only happen to me. If I was gonna get in one wreck, this would be my one wreck. This is a Jeff wreck for sure. And they got out, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And they're like, "Oh, baby, it's okay, baby. The Lord don't let nothing happen for no reason." And I'm like, "Oh, well, y'all make me feel so good about just hitting y'all's car," because I knew it was my fault. And so we exchanged insurance, and everything was fine. Like, they could not have been more supportive about my first wreck. And all I did was take the little like strip off the side of the van, that little decorative strip. So the insurance company just put another one on, and everything was fine. That's why all these people with like, I don't think we should have a license, insurance, all that stuff. Good luck in that world. I don't want to live in your little Mad Max utopia. Thank you, Frank. I'm trying to up my fashion game here. We didn't have baristas, and actually, okay, that's not true. We did, and yes, I did. I forgot about that. We had this little coffee shop in my little Louisiana town that all the punk kids would hang out at, and they didn't have a license for, what was the rule? They could serve. At first, they couldn't serve food. They could only serve like sodas, and they were trying to get video gambling in the coffee shop. And so you could bring your own food from the outside. And eventually, they got the ability to serve food, but they couldn't serve tea or coffee, or so you could bring your own anything other than soda from the outside. And so I had been bringing in my own herbal tea. And apparently, they had changed the rules at some point. And the bitchy lady that ran the place came over to me one day. I had my little box of tea, and she started fussing at me. She's like, "You can't have that in there." I said, "Well, they let me before." And she's like, "Well, I own the place, and I'm telling you, can't. You got to get it off the table now, honey." I'm like, "Damn, what a bitch!" And of course, I fought and I argued with her, and I think I got kicked out or had to leave something. But because I asked her, I said, "Well, do y'all have tea on the menu? I'll just order something." "No, we don't, but you still can't have it in there." And what happened was she was catering to our crowd because we were the only customers for a while. We would go hang out like after hours and play board games and everything. But when she got the video poker, those people were bringing in more money, like all the old smokers that would come in and play video poker. And then our crowd became a nuisance, and that new crowd was complaining about us. And so she was like trying to make it as unpalatable as possible for us to want to hang out there, and it worked. But they had the best veggie pitas. Out of this world. All right, 10 more minutes? I'll see if I can keep it going. Speaking of mental health, I don't want to start impacting y'all's mental health. I think a healthy break from this would help everyone too sometimes. And yes, we have a Discord. In addition to this, what you see on the stream is often just the tip of the iceberg. We watch movies, we watch TV shows like Survivor, really anything you want, you can watch. I have some support channels I made for if you need support, if you need to talk. There's usually somebody around that is around to listen. Also, we have a new body doubling channel, and that helps a lot of people, especially some people that are neurodivergent. They find it helps with motivation or getting tasks done. In fact, I think Cynthia, let me give you her link. I think she's going to do a whole episode on this. Just having another person on the end of the computer, you don't even really need. Oh, she's live now. Why don't we take a look? Let me drop her link. She's playing with plants. But okay, this is Cynthia's body doubling link, and let's take a look at her presentation.
Use half. No, I think. See, I want a big IV. Now I'm thinking.
She's playing with plants.
To the bedroom. You're coming with me.
But see, like this is, but like if she wanted
this
to
one,
water
he looks,
plants or
like he looks kind of flat.
or she had a project.
See, is whereas this one looks all perky.
And she had a hard
like,
time.
I think he misses his buddies already.
She's by herself. She can.
So I don't want to do that to this
and
one.
Somebody else could hang out on the Discord with her while she did her.
But I'm just loosening it up.
And work on projects of their own. Or they could chit chat.
Oh,
like sometimes really people
good.
will come.
Are you planning
while we're watching movies? And put the movie running in the background while they fold laundry or clean house or something. And it helps them get their tasks done.
Are you planning on putting those into a terracotta pot? Do you have terracotta pots?
I do have terracotta pots, but
I'm in suspense.
Should I put him in a terracotta pot? Because
I don't know.
To add them to a bigger pot. I hope you have some soil with it. That is a good pot, by the way. If you put it in that way,
let me hear from
just make sure to put a little bit of soil around the sides. He will last longer if you put a little of your own recycled soil or whatever kind of soil you have. Just make sure it's already moist when you do.
What's on her shirt?
Okay, now you got me.
What's the big if you do have some extra soy? You're right.
Is she like making boudin or meatballs, or is she doing plants?
I agree, Dom. He is, and I appreciate you being up here too, Dom. I really do appreciate both of you. I enjoy your wisdom, Dom, and I was interested in that conversation, but I do plan.
All right, I'm too fascinated. I got to break away. Oh, that's tiramisu, is it? Terracotta. I know they had the terracotta soldiers. What was that culture? Was it the Asian ones? I think it's form of clay or pottery. Terracotta army. Qin Shi Huang. I'm probably butchering that too. The first emperor of China. Remember? Watch, you'll recognize this image. I'll show you all the terracotta soldiers. Remember these people? That's all made from terracotta. And hey, Chuck, good to see you, by the way. Good. Hope that. All right. I'm trying to make an hour. 6 more minutes. Y'all help me through this. I think that's Frank's channel. I don't even go there. There's some places that demons don't even tread. It is Aslan's. Oh. I'm not the butt toucher. I'm off of the touchy, much like you. Especially at the gay bars. I mean, back in my day, at least, you had to get used to that. And on Friday or Saturday nights when it was packed, walking through the crowd, you got all kind of things touched, especially on Bourbon Street. At Oz, or the Parade, or the Feats, Rawhide. Phoenix. The Phoenix had one of those little rooms, dark, that had the black trash bag hanging over the doorway. Yes, I do have thoughts on Mel's show. I'm glad she did it. I think it was a very worthy conversation. It went for 7 hours. I'm glad I could be part of it. She plans to do more of them. I would like to do more of them. Basically, my whole channel is that. Anytime I'm on, anybody can come up and have Mel conversations. This is not a criticism because I don't think it's a bad thing. So let me figure out. This is where I actually, one of the rare times you're going to hear me attempt to choose my words carefully. For me, and I'm going to make a general statement, not even just about men. I personally find that the group that the support is for benefits the most from peer support, from people from within that own group. So men helping men, autistic people helping autistic people, gay people helping gay people, Satanists supporting Satanists, etc. That's where you get your most reciprocal support that's informed by that kind of mutual understanding that comes from that shared identity or experience or struggle. I also think there is great benefit to people outside of those groups offering support in their own way, but it's a different type of support you get if you're not that type. So I'm glad that women are trying to offer this kind of support to men. I think men, for me, the kind of support I do it better, and not even all men, just certain types of men. So even within the subset of men. But I'm not saying that as a criticism of the fact that women are still trying to do it. I think they should keep trying to do it. I think it's only going to make them better. I think it has the potential to help men, the kind that don't have all the issues I have. So I'm glad she's doing it. Maybe I could help to lead a more male-centered or male-facilitated one. But for the people that don't mind the female-facilitated one and want to support that, and I'm one of those people, I could just do it in limited doses. I think it was a great, absolutely fantastic first attempt. Good morning, Chuck. Happy
morning.
Mental Health Month.
Your audio is a little low. I don't know why.
God damn it. Fuck.
That's like when you was playing Cynthia's, I couldn't even hear you over her
It started
audio.
out of the blue. I have changed nothing about my setting. Barnabas said it the other day. Everything was working fine. I have not changed a single thing. And all of a sudden, nobody can hear me.
Yeah.
Let me check some Windows settings real quick.
Somebody yesterday said StreamYard made a slight update or something the other day, and it's been kind of wonky.
I can hear you just fine. It's set to my microphone. Let's see. Oh,
okay,
no wonder. Frank. Okay, I'll tell you what's going on. Is this better?
Holy shit.
I figured it out.
Did you say something?
Is this okay? How is this? Is this level?
Wow.
Okay?
That's Jeff.
Is this okay?
Jeff.
How's this level?
You're fine.
Okay. This is what's happening. I'm going to have to remember to check this setting every time. Within Windows itself, my microphone volume keeps getting lowered, and I don't know what's doing that.
Automatically?
Maybe it's StreamYard. So the StreamYard volume stays where it is, but the Windows slider keeps getting lowered somehow, and I'm not doing it manually. So there's some website or setting that's doing it. So I need to go and make sure that volume is raised every single time before I stream.
I can't believe Frank let you do the whole show like that.
Well, he was supposed to warn me, but that's what makes him the troll that he is. You never know when he's on your side or when you're going to get Lucy in the football. He gets like an impish delight in.
I thought her show was going to get derailed at the beginning of it last night.
Oh, by who?
You know, well, when Flo popped up there for one.
Oh yeah, but that was way into
Suck it up, Buttercup. It didn't. Did you hear when Mr. Pie was on there?
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised by his attitude towards it.
Well, I got it. He's speaking for he speaks for a certain line of thinking in with men, and so it's good to to hear it and see it and get it out there. And I kind of understood it from his perspective, especially the part about creating your own reality in your mind, so you don't want to put the thoughts into your thinking even, because then it could color. That is one way of looking at it. And again, it's what works for him. But I do have to give credit to Flo. I think we had a rare moment of insight and actual compassion from him when he realized that he may not be the best person for this conversation. And instead of trying to stay there and kind of exploit it as much as he can anyway, he backed out, and he's like, I'm going to let the men that this conversation is important to talk, and I'm not going to come and try to interfere with that.
Yeah, I think he jumped in without even looking at what
he admitted
the show was.
He jumped in as like, I didn't hear anything anybody was saying, but here's my opinion.
Okay.
And then after a while, he realized that like he was really speaking way ahead of his skis, or out of his wheelhouse. And he's like, I'm going to hop off. Like, this is not a conversation I feel like I can be of help with. And I think that was very noble of him. That was a moment of nobility from Flo.
Were you there for the whole show?
I was there for, no, not the whole show. I was there for several hours.
Well, towards the end, you know Angel, right?
Yeah.
He came up, and on and on and on. There was something else. They were trying to be accommodating, though. I'll be right back.
Yeah. You talking about with the Spurgs? Uh-oh. Yeah, I have to say, and I've said this about Andrew Wilson of the Crucible as well. The people around here do their best with the Spurgs, and by that I mean the autistic, Asperger, ADHD types that show up around here. The more prominent ones that tend to stand out. The people around here really do, like, without having any experience or formal kind of training, I think they do a really decent job with kind of including them and giving them their space. So if you want to see some really good inclusion around neurodivergence, autism, I think the Crucible does a fantastic job. Of course, half the people on that channel are Spurgs. I think the Panelverse is very tolerant and kind of understanding and accepting to the extent that they're able to be. So I want to give everyone their credit for that. I don't know who the one is in the back, although I have my suspicions. But you're probably not coming up today. Or any other day. Oh, can you flash your cam? So I'll know that you're not the other one. Okay, we have somebody claiming to be Moose, and I hope it is Moose. But I still need to see a face because we have that impersonator. Yeah, the camera's flashing, but no face is coming on. That's another little trick that they've used before. So and Moose I know knows better, so Moose would know exactly what I'm asking for and have no problem. So the fact that there's even hesitation. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's fine. If it really is you, I definitely want to hear from you. But you know what? It only takes one troll to ruin it for everyone. Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. It might be Moose. It might not be. Oh, good. I made the hour. So now we'll just see if Moose ends up coming up. Oh, no wonder. I was like 14 viewers. Wow. I started streaming on Twitter again. Even though it's mostly bots, it at least it's a second place to archive the videos in case they get pulled from YouTube. So I'm going to start double streaming to Twitter again. So it makes my view count look way higher than it actually is. Okay, cool. Yep. Okay, I got you. Yeah, we're gonna bring Moose up. Welcome.
Hey,
What you
sorry
got? Where are
about
you
that.
at? Is that your
I'm at
yard?
home.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Choose love, brother. Wow,
Yeah,
man.
the deer ate it, dude.
The what?
The deer.
You're kind of low.
Hold on, let's see. I'm in the StreamYard thing, because my regular StreamYard won't work.
Oh, you're on your browser.
Yeah, my camera won't work for some reason. Ever since I installed the stupid app.
Oh, I hear horrible things about the app. Like the people I know that stream from their phones do it through the browser. They don't even bother with the app.
Well, now that you know it's me, I'm gonna come back on the browser so I can fix
Okay,
my
yeah,
audio.
that's fine.
All right.
The one. Sure. All right, we'll hear from Moose. I always like a good update from Moose. I think he has a lot of wisdom. Alrighty, there you are.
Okay, how's the audio now?
Yep, it's better actually.
Okay, see, I have audio, but I have no camera. See? I don't understand what's going on.
And it's set to the right camera?
Yeah, but it happened right after I installed the StreamYard app, and I used the StreamYard app to go to Jack Talcott's.
Oh, it was
Ever
doing that on
since
Jack's.
then, yeah, ever since then, it won't let me use the browser to, make my camera work for some reason.
Do you have the app open? Is it? Can you close it and see if it frees up the camera?
Yeah, I closed it. I restarted my phone. I just got to delete the app. I think something's going on with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But hey, I heard you guys were talking a good conversation, right? You were at Mel's last night, and people were talking about men and stuff like that. I think it's important to point out the difference between men, women, and dogs. When it comes to men are loved conditionally. Women and dogs are loved unconditionally. Men are valued by what they produce. Like anytime you go somewhere and you meet somebody new, they're always going to ask you, what do you do for work? Most people aren't going to ask you, hey, what do you do on the side for fun? What are you doing? Unless they're trying to like hang out with you on the weekend or something, they're not going to ask you about, intellectual conversations. They're not going to ask you about that stuff. They're just going to ask you how much you make, so that way they can determine where you are in their hierarchy.
The economic hierarchy, because we live under capitalism.
And it's it's part of the whole red pill thing that they were going on about, is how women monkey branch and stuff, and all it is it's survival of the fittest. Like women are not going to want to be with somebody who's not strong.
Yeah.
Women aren't going to want to be with somebody who can't provide economically for them, except if they have the bad boy persona, and they're able to do that.
Women a woman will stay with a bad boy even if he can't provide, because of that evolutionary instinct.
Definitely, because it's that whole thing, like alpha fucks beta bucks. So what they'll do is women will fuck the alphas, and then they'll do that for pleasure, right? And then they'll fuck the betas, but they'll do that for economic incentive. And most people won't admit to it, but if you look at history and you look at like society as a whole, if a woman makes more than the man, she tends to divorce him at a huge rate. And there's other statistics, but I'm not good with bringing all the information on the fly.
So alphas give better sex, but betas are more of a practical choice for women. But sexually, the alpha is the ideal.
Well, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like when you see somebody, when you smell them, like when you want to fuck somebody, you know your body is craving it. Like you're like it's inside you. You know, it's not something you turn on and off.
Yeah.
Like that's something that you know alpha males they put it out. It's an aura. You know, it's confidence.
Fuck, you were making way too much sense. This is.
It's all about accountability, my man. This is what I keep going back to because I have to take accountability for everything. If my marriage is going bad, I have to take accountability for it. Like I can't change the other person, right? I can only change what I do, and I can only what I bring to the table. I know what I'm bringing to the table. If I'm depressed, if I'm down, if I'm not feeling too good, usually that's because I know that I can bring more to the table, but I'm holding back, or I'm not doing it, or I'm deciding to distract myself with like video games or porn or just any various thing that like takes me off the path of being a better person and contributing more, being more.
God. Oh my God, I so relate. So you like you hold yourself to a very high standard, and then you're hard on yourself. Well, you don't
like when I'm very forgiving with other people. Like other people have ripped me off. I've helped them out in ways, and they've like stabbed me in the back, and I've been able to forgive and move on. With myself, it's much different. It's much different. I hold myself to such a high standard that I can't reach it half the time, and so I beat myself up. But go ahead, Jeff.
Because you know your value and you know your potential.
Yeah, I know I can do it. I know deep inside that like, I'm either being lazy or I'm being afraid because, especially trying new things, right? Like this whole motorcycle thing for me was a big wake up call to me. Yeah, it's a little tiny bike, right? But it was like I chose to do something. I decided I was going to try it. I did it. I enjoyed it. I started, it's just like, it's a sense of freedom that like I haven't had in a while. And it's also a sense of accountability because every single thing that happens is it's your fault. Like if you don't see that deer running out in front of you, you're going to hit it and you might die or whatever. You have to like pay attention to everything. So it's like, I don't know, it's a greater like risk and it's a higher accountability. So I guess I kind of get a rush out of it.
Wow. What do you do when you get in those moments where you're like having a little dip or depressed? You just have your own kind of activities that can get you out of it?
Well, what it is it's like the first thing I would do is clean my room, clean my desk, clean something, because if your mind is a mess, that probably means your surroundings are kind of messy, and you clean your surroundings, it should be able to like help you. It should be able to get it. I don't know, I feel like there's that peace of mind when I like to know where everything is. I'm a very visual person, so like if I walk in a room, I usually know where everything in the room is. I know where the remote is. I know where my keys are hanging. I don't know. It's like, for me, that's calming. For someone else, that might not be calming, and it might not bring you back to center. But, lifting weights, even if you do push-ups, like just getting a sweat on, trying to get some endorphins like some other way other than drugs or alcohol or caffeine or something, and to try to like at first you got to forgive yourself too. I think that's the first thing.
That is so hard. Like if people could figure that out, I think it like would solve most of the problems in the world.
Yeah, I think it would, because when you hold yourself to a higher standard, or even if you just tell yourself, hey, I'm not going to smoke cigarettes today, right? And you're a cigarette smoker. When you smoke that cigarette that day, subconsciously you failed. And no matter what you tell yourself that whole day, you could say, oh, I chose to have that cigarette, but subconsciously you're kicking yourself in the ass the whole time.
Well,
and so you got to let it go.
Some of that's the stories you have around it that you you keep around it in your head, because failure doesn't have like I think it's okay to fail. I think normalizing failure and having it be okay for men and other people to fail in some areas and have some room to build, because I think you learn from failure, and you need a little bit of failure as part of that trial and error process. And there's also self-compassion too, but I definitely understand the perfectionism as well.
We need the opportunity to fail, and we need to know it's okay, and we need to know it's safe, and we need to know other men, like, okay, so this for example, like, men need brotherhood. Men need other people to hold them accountable, even if, like, I know you don't feel like you need to be held to account, but men need a brotherhood for various things, either to be held to account, to have someone to talk to have somebody to call when you need a hand, like a network, like, hey, you need a plumber, or you need an electrician, like these are things that, like, we're losing it in this day and age, because you could pick up the phone and call somebody and have them come over, right? But if you had a network of friends, even if it's 5 or 6 friends, that is such a more powerful way to go about things, and it feels better. The community, the sense of community, and it makes the people that you surround yourself with feel like they have a purpose. It makes them feel meaningful. When you support your friend's job, or you support your friend's art, or any of that stuff, like, it means more, it means more to people than they realize. But you have to take the opportunity to fail.
It really does. I mean, that's one of the things that creates community to me. Hey, freak, you can come up too if you want.
Yeah, come on up, brother. I mean, you could take the stage, man. I'm just trying to.
No, I don't need. No, you're bringing it. There's nothing. You would make such an excellent coach or guide or mentor or something for men. Like that's so needed right now.
Eventually, that's what I'm gonna be. I'm going to lead the youth. I'm gonna try to like work with the youth and give them, like, help them find some skills and stuff. Because the biggest thing is, not having a father in the house is you lack a lot of skills throughout your life. A lot of people could say, oh, your mother can teach you all those things, and it's totally true. But does she really have that time if the father's not in the house? Does she have that time? And then it goes, does she even have the skill? Or does she have and maybe she does have the skill to change tires and change the oil, right? My mom knew how to do it all, but did she know how to teach it? You know what I mean? And that's another thing. It's like, I truly believe that, like, if people are given the opportunity to fail, if they're encouraged to try new things, if they're like, if you give someone like a wrench and something to work on, and you show them how to work on it and they like it, like, imagine what you just did. You just made a new mechanic. Or what if someone likes the piano, right? And you set them in front of the piano for the first time, and they're like, man, this is fucking awesome, Or they like a guitar. So, these are things that, like, will change, like, history. You literally are doing something so very insignificant to most people, but to that one person, you could change their entire life. And they could be the next Beethoven or whatever.
Okay, how do we get you doing this? Do you have a plan for it?
Well, I gotta figure it out. Because I've always wanted to do it, but I never wanted to get certified. I didn't want to go to the 4-year university. I'm not into the school thing. So I got to find a way to do it without being.
Well, there's peer support, and you could look into the requirements for your state. They may not be that burdensome. And there's also, like, I know things like the Mankind Project. There's men's organizations that have, like, short little trainings where you could get trained to help other men.
And I thought about joining Freemasonry. I was invited. I thought about that, but I'm, with all
Do they work with youth? Do they have youth programs?
Oh, they work with everybody, man. They're a huge brotherhood that they're in almost every city in America, and they do so much community service that you can find something for children, you could find something for teens.
Can anybody use them, or you have to be a mate? Like, I wonder if I should check them out.
You have to find somebody who's a Freemason, and you have to let them know you're interested, and then they'll invite you, and they'll give you like the invitation form, and then you just fill it out, and it's like you pay a small fee or whatever, membership fee, and then you go to the meetings or whatever, and I was told it's 90% community service, 5% rituals, and 5% brotherhood or something.
Have you been to the meeting?
Nah, I haven't gone. I've kind of like held back due to, I believe in a higher power, and I don't know. I'm not sure they're aligned with the same spirit I want to be aligned with. You know what I'm saying?
Are they a Christian organization or
no?
Non-denominational?
No, they just believe in a higher power.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure what higher power that is, and you know what I mean. I don't want to join an organization that I'm not 100% aligned with.
Right.
It's the same reason why I won't join a church.
But because I know even some atheists will join a church for the community benefit or the network benefit that they get from it, even if they don't necessarily believe all of the tenets of a religion.
Yeah, but I find it hard because, like, with the daughter and stuff, like, I have to plan my time out right, and I've really got to prioritize stuff.
Yeah, I would feel weird too.
Because like it's a balance, especially right now. I'm working almost every day, doing stuff.
Did you find more new work? I know you were looking for something other than the grocery store. You said you were doing the weight, the measuring thing.
Yeah. The other thing, they haven't called me back, so I'm pretty sure that they might have picked someone else because it's such a boring job that I'm pretty sure they knew I wouldn't be entertained for long.
Oh.
That's one of those things about it's one of those things, man, is like if they can tell that you're a go-getter and stuff, then sometimes they don't want you for that position because they don't think they'll have you for a substantial amount of time.
I know. I don't understand that. Like that's one of my big struggles too. Like I'm really worried about my ability to secure an income for myself because of all the things working against me in the workforce, and that's one of them. I try to put my best, like highlight my best, my competency, my skills, and show an employer what they can get if they pick me. And you're right. A lot of times they don't want too skilled of an employee, and I just don't understand that. I would be wanting to snatch up the best employees I could find. But there's like, I don't know, psychosocial reasons for it.
Yeah, I mean, it also upsets the balance of the workplace too.
Well, then that to me is not the... If your workplace balance is that set off by having employees that can do their job well, what kind of workplace is that in the first place?
Well, I mean, Jeff, look around us, man. We live in a world of mediocrity lately. Like you go to a restaurant, 10 years ago, you would go to a restaurant, you'd walk in, they would greet you like your royalty. Welcome, come sit down, welcome. And you'd have your cups of water right away, and oh, can I get you something to drink? Your drink's half full, and they're already coming back to bother you for another drink, right? And at first I thought, oh man, this is annoying. Like I'm halfway full. Like give me 10 more minutes. Give me some time. I'm not trying to chug it, right? But now 10 years later, look where we're at. You go to a restaurant. People don't give a shit that you're there. You sit down. You're waiting 20 minutes for drinks. You're waiting 45 minutes to an hour for your food. The person that's serving it to you doesn't give a shit about that job. They don't want to be there, and it's like you look around, nobody else really wants to be there, but you're paying for it. And it's like, man, that's the kind of shit we're dealing with, dude. We're dealing with people that if you were to go into their job site and you excelled at everything, that you would be a threat to them because somebody might just replace them. So why would they hire you if you're gonna get them replaced?
Because they want the job done. Because it reflects well on them to have their organization be able to deliver that quality of service. It's excellence, standards, and
I
quality.
just don't feel like
if
anybody
you
really
don't
wants
have
it.
it, then I don't even know how to instill it in somebody. Why are you in business if you don't care about that stuff? But that's probably just me. Like,
Exactly.
that's an example of the level that I bring compared to them.
But we're dealing
Conscientiousness.
with this on a mass scale now. You know, everybody we're living with around us has been programmed to be selfish, to be individuals, and to not, talk to their neighbors. You know, this new place I live at, like, I've talked to the neighbors, like, one neighbor I talked to twice, and the other neighbor I talked to once, and I'm outside every single day. I mean, I'm outside.
Is some of that New England?
Like,
because in the South, they pretty much all. I was very impressed
nah, dude, this
by
is
how
California
much they all
too.
talk to each other. Oh, I thought you were up in Maine.
I am now, but even in California.
Oh, you mean
where I
okay? I see.
It was the same thing.
Yeah, California's weird.
I mean,
too,
I was there until
it's West Coast.
2017 or something. Or no, 2019. I bought the hotel in 2019. So I was there until 2019, and there was the same shit there. Everybody on the strip, nobody gives a shit. Everybody's just worried about what car they have. They're just worried about, outclassing their neighbor. Oh, the neighbor got a fence. Now I got to put up a higher fence or a nicer porch, or, all this. It's the rat race, man. It's the rat race, and then we forget to come back to the community. And then you get places like this channel, right, where we start to get community, and then you get somebody who comes in here and starts picking people off one by one, and then, well, I mean, look at the panel today. There's 2 of us. There used to be 10 people on this channel.
Who's people, picking us off? Well, you think something's happening?
I just think that the way people have been, like, programmed, it's natural. It's just how it's happening, dude. Go to any channel, like Paul and Slade.
Oh, so it's not just I thought it was like summertime.
It's not just you.
Just out doing stuff.
Nope, it's not summertime. It's not just you. It's like I've watched this over the past 3 or 4 years that I've been on YouTube. I've watched how, like, people infiltrate the channels, destroy the sense of community within the channel, and then people scatter to all these other channels, and then we get more channels, right? So everybody's got their own channel now, but now we're all in different rooms. So now we're not talking to each other anymore. We're talking to ourselves, or we're talking to a few people. So I don't know. It's just really weird. What's the
solution?
The solution, I think, is to surround ourselves by people who, when they say something, they mean it. When they say, when they say they're going to do it. When they show up, they show up. They don't show up, and they're not half-assing it. They're not, like, sitting here, playing video games while they're having a conversation with you. They're focused on the broadcast,
That's a superpower that I think a lot of people don't necessarily have, and when you do find it, I think it's rare. You should snatch it up. That's one of my frustrations, because that's the level I work out, and I look for people that I think are at that level, and I never really can identify it accurately.
It's tough. It's and you don't want to exclude anybody.
No, but I think if you have like 2 or 3 of those types of people as a core, you can really build something amazing and get a lot of shit done. And then the other people can fill in around that, because you don't need everybody to be that, but you have to have enough of that to have a foundation, a structure.
And you have to be surrounded by honest people. You have to be able to, like, honest, we have to be
transparency
truthful.
Creates trust.
I mean, that's the only way we're going to build something, is if people trust us and we trust each other, and we know that we can count on each other, kind of thing. And I think it's, you're already building it, Jeff. You're already getting it moving.
I'm trying. I might have to. I'm kind of like you. I need to find some real world income to keep this going until I can build it up to something that can sustain itself. So that's going to cut. Like, my heart right now, all of my energy is in this channel. Like, this is where my monotropism, my attention tunnel is. But the practical life stuff is competing with that, and it's pulling me away from what I really want to be doing, which is this channel. And I'm figuring out how to juggle both sets of needs, like my need for meaning and fulfillment and purpose versus my need to keep my body alive in today's modern society.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah,
I'm at the same spot as you in a way.
And I want them to be one thing eventually, but right now, it might have to be choosing one or the other for a little while.
I don't think it has to be like that. I think what you could do is you could stop with the daily broadcasts, and you could just and just say, hey guys, we're gonna come together once a week. We're gonna come together on Saturday. We're gonna come together on Sunday. We're gonna do Monday, and just commit to 1 day a week, and just do an hour. You know, or if you can't do an hour, do a half an hour. That way you don't give up. Or you could do daily, half an hour daily. Say, look, I'm waking up today. I just want to tell you how I feel when I wake up, or whatever your topic is for that 30 minutes. You don't have to go for 2 hours, 3 hours, dude. You know, maybe you're setting the bar too high. Maybe 30 minutes would be good. Maybe 10 minutes would be good.
I mean, I have it in me to do. My goal is 24 hours. I definitely have it in me to do long daily streams, but that's when I can do this full time. Right now, I can't put that amount of effort in something that's not generating any kind of return.
That's why
it's not practical, because I'm going to pay a price for it in the long run.
If you put 30 minutes in the morning, or you put 30 minutes in after work, I think that
evenings are no problem. I could do evenings. It's just the day.
Would push it.
The day stuff. I need my.
That way you don't fall off. You know what I'm saying? And then you still can have your side gig, and you can get your sustenance that way. I mean, because if you totally stop, I don't know. You can't totally stop. I did that, and then nobody comes back.
Yeah. And this the community thing that you described, I think I think there's still embers of that here, and there's still potential for that. I haven't given up on that completely. Like, I don't let the trolls ruin my parties.
No, I'm not giving up on it.
I know how to keep a party going.
But there's only a few of us left. Like me, you, Chuck,
Steve.
Freak.
Yeah, we'll find more though.
Freak
I think as we grow, especially if I orient it more toward men's mental health, that might draw people that have an interest in actually being healthy.
Well, Jeff, I honestly I think if you were to take it more towards a men's health channel instead of the gay sphere or the other spheres.
I'm not really into gay sphere.
No, I don't know how I don't know how to articulate it. I'm having a problem articulating it, but I mean, there was a lot of talk on transgenders when Lib was here and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that doesn't get a broad audience. What we need is a broad audience first, and then you can niche down. You know, 'cause the men's health sphere is so broad, and the world is hurting, dude. The world is hurting. Every single day, people are trying to figure out how to put a Band-Aid on their pain. I think men's health is a damn good way to go. And you can put that into gay men's health, straight men's health, whatever men's health. You could do niche topics, you know.
I don't know if they're that different, gay and straight men's health, but
I don't either. I'm just trying to give you different
I agree 100%. I think finding other channels involved in men's mental health and teaming up and sharing our audiences so that we'll always have new content to look at that's what I would like to find. I was hooked up with Paul Elam and that little group for a while, but I had a falling out with him on Twitter, and so that kind of blew up those connections. And
did you really? You guys had a falling out?
Over autism. He was white knight. There was this autistic girl, Hannah somebody, that's kind of a men's rights activist. We were all MRAs. We were all on the side of men's rights, and it was all this infighting among ourselves over autism. It was so fucking stupid. I couldn't believe these were the men out, the allies that I had.
Oh, Jeff.
And then Paul ended up blocking me. It got really ugly. He ended up blocking me.
Do you see where this circles back to what I was saying 30 minutes ago when I said that the communities are dissolving themselves?
Yeah.
Did you see how fast that was, man? You see how fast these people give you the fake love? Like, he was like, this guy's my number one S class, blah, 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 blah. And then a couple days later, you're blocked. So
yeah, you are absolutely correct.
people aren't treating people like people. They're treating people like objects that they can use to get something out of. So when you look at him, what I see is a fake bitch, because what I see a person who used you for content to try to prop you up, try to love bomb you. And just listen to the assessment. You could say I'm wrong afterwards. He basically love bombed you and treated you nicely until he disagreed with you. The second he disagreed with you, he turned on like a Jack Talcott, turned on the anger, blocked your ass, because he's fake.
Well, part of it, I think it was he was performing for women. Like, I find more white knighting in the red pill, in the MRA sphere than anywhere else. Maybe because that's where I spend most of my time. But the minute a woman in distress comes along, all the red pill shit goes out the window, and they're there with their sword and their cape, ready to defend her.
Well, with the whole Lindsay situation, I definitely was white knighting that. But that's not it wasn't even about Lindsay herself. It was just about Flow State's character and how he's been showing he's of ill character.
Oh, I didn't even know about. I knew about the Lindsay thing, but I didn't know you were involved.
Oh well, Snafu Snaps did a whole episode on it and stuff like that, and I was pretty.
Okay.
Yeah, they did an interview, actually, a one-on-one interview,
Lindsay
and it was actually, it was actually really good. She opened up. I saw that. How Flow State.
Because I was shocked. I was like, am I watching Snafu have an actual conversation? Is this the same person that comes on all those channels and hollers and screams?
Yeah.
Like, he was asking intelligent questions. He was letting her talk. He was giving thoughtful responses to her answer. I was like, major cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, and the whole conversation was to make her not, to know that she shouldn't feel ashamed for what she's done, but that, they were both in the wrong, and that him trying to manipulate her over some pictures,
Did he really do that, or was that just the fear that he could?
See,
or he actually tried to make the attempt?
So that was the claim that was made. Nobody confirmed it or even denied it. Flow State did not even deny it, because what came up, that when you put the pieces together, it makes more sense. What came up is that Flow State was selling like various things, like women's stuff or whatever, sex objects, like on eBay or on some like.
These are things he owned, or Mrs. Flow's thing. Okay.
Yeah, he said he sold this stuff, like some kind of weird freaky stuff. And he sold it on like fetish website or eBay or something.
Oh yeah, there's gay guys that do that. They'll sell their socks and underwear.
And so when somebody has already like shown past, what do you call it, past behavior, past behavior proves future behavior. Like, what would you expect if he had nude pictures of you? Would you think that he's gonna hold them? And then like they had an argument, and something he said made her feel like he was going to use those to extort her. So, him not denying it makes me also think that it was true,
But she couldn't produce anything that said, hey, Lindsay, pay me this amount or I'm going to release these pictures.
Well, I think if she did that, I think that it would have got really ugly. She was afraid. She was really afraid.
I understand the fear,
looking
for sure,
for attention,
especially with Flo.
She was looking for attention as well, and she got attention. She got negative attention. She got positive attention. She got white knights. She got people down on her. She got what she asked for, basically. And Flow State just continued to show how much of a piece of shit he is. He got content out of it, but the thing that it helps me figure people out if people have moral compasses or not. By surrounding yourself with Flow State and being okay with what he did to Lindsay, that means that you'd be okay with him doing that to your sister, your daughter, your mother, your aunt, and that's sickening to me. I think that any man,
if he actually would cross that line.
Well, even just the fact that he has a wife at home and he's like sitting there using his basically teacher privilege, being the host of a panel and having people come on your panel every day, and then shutting the panel down, and then having one person stay after on purpose, saying, "Hey, stay after real quick and talk with me." You're basically using like the teacher power over the student, and that's kind of despicable to me.
But they don't have to stay.
Hey, that's fine. You know,
like with a teacher, there'd be consequences if the kid didn't stay. But with adults, person could just say no.
It takes two to tango, right? But it just shows his character.
Oh yeah, well,
he's married.
I don't think Flo would make any claims to have the most angelic character in the Panelverse. I'm just not sure his. I think he has somewhat of a moral compass, as broken as it may be, and I'm not sure that the lines are necessarily where people are trying to paint them with him. But then I never know. Flo surprises me often. Hey, Dirt and Fatty. Oh wow, the gang's on.
He articulates himself very well, and like he can make a really good argument, right? And so that brings me to want to learn from him. But then his character makes me not trust him.
And if I can't you're right to keep your distance. There's no doubt. You were right to keep a healthy cautious distance from somebody like Flo.
And that's the thing that that's where it gets me confused with people. And then I look at people and I start questioning them as well. You know, when they sit next to somebody like that, after hearing accusations like that, not hearing any denial or anything, but like knowing it all happened, and then they're still like just cool with it. It's like
he has a charm. First of all, if it's not about them, they're not as invested in the issue as Lindsay is. And second of all, part of it is Flo's charm. He has that like sociopathic magnetism or whatever. And in fairness to Flo, because I kind of pay attention to him a little bit and keep my eye on him, and he does have ethical lines that he will act within. They're not our lines necessarily, and I don't know if what Lindsay's accusing him is one of his lines. I'm still not convinced he would actually have carried through with something like that. But I cannot. He only has himself responsible for the fact that some people do think that he would.
Yeah, I mean, he could have denied it, and I would have never like thought anything of it. I'd been like, okay, like he didn't extort her; he just asked her for naked pictures. But it's all right. It's just I don't really care either way. I just like to know who people are, so I can know whether I can trust someone or not. Because I overtrust people, and I overgive. I give way too much to people, and so now that I don't have as much as I used to, I need to be selective with my time and resources and my energy.
Yeah.
And so, like, people like that.
That's because you're healthy. You're a lot healthier than some of these people. And, right, Flo is not someone I would put a lot of trust in. I mean, he's lied blatantly on panels openly before and admitted to it. So, if the whole thing is a lesson in not to trust Flo, I don't even think it needed the Lindsay thing for people to learn that.
Yeah, it could be even, like, not even true at all. They could have just made it up for bullshit. You know, because that's the kind of guy he is. He'll do anything for a buck.
Yeah, and I think he would admit that. I don't think he has any shame about that. He's an unapologetic capitalist, and we live in a capitalist society. So in a way, Flo is like the norm for our age.
And he's winning. He's winning because I'm not hating on him for winning. He's doing good. I've contributed to his channel and memberships and stuff like that. But he definitely knows how to get a panel and drama going. Mm-hmm. But I just feel so dirty with all the drama, and I actually want to have intellectual discussions, man, and like this is stuff I enjoy, just sitting here talking.
Well, then come hang out here. That's why eventually I want to be able to do more of this full time so that people will have something like this when they need it.
And you know, all that drama stuff, it ends up coming back to bite you in the ass anyways, because all it does is people make clips and make you look like a fool, and then they, try to paint narratives of you. And
well, it has me a 3,000 subscriber hidden audience too.
Who does?
That's where the Satanist came from.
Wait, what are you talking about?
You know who streams me to his channel. And he has 3,300 viewers.
Oh yeah.
So I'm getting free publicity. I grew up in drama, so I have a tolerance for it. Some you might even call it a weakness for it. But I do think I've got a little better at managing it. Like I can draw boundaries on it when I need to. But I do enjoy a little bit of, it's that spice in the gumbo.
I like I do like causing drama with people because I like to see who they are.
Me too.
Especially
that's
the
what a
people
good
that I
troll
think
does.
are fake. Like the people I think are fake, I eventually, I get to them on purpose. Like I did with Chris. I totally got with Chris. Like we were talking in Discord one day, and we were talking about accountability, and like he would not, for the life of me, take accountability for the incident that happened with Lindsay. Like
with
he
Chris
would not.
And Lindsay? That
yeah.
Lindsay, other Lindsay, yeah.
Yeah, when her thong was on camera or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
like he would not take accountability for it. Like, and I was like, that was the morning that I decided to unsubscribe from him and just totally back away from him, because I was like, dude, if you can't, like, I didn't even tell him because I didn't have the heart to, because I feel like if you can't take accountability for something like that, like, and his whole situation is a bad situation, and I wanted to help it, but I feel like there's not any accountability. It's Jack Talcott. It's like the situation's going to be the same for the next 10 years. Even if you fix the situation, it's going to go right back to the way it was, because that's the way it is. Like, he is the way he is, and he will be the way he is until he chooses to be something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's just a pattern. You see Jack Talcott in a similar way?
I see Jack Talcott in a very similar way, where he will not take accountability for anything. Like,
I don't know, when he and I talk, he's pretty open with me about his past and the things he's done, and he seems to acknowledge it with me.
Bring up some of the stuff.
Uh-oh. I think either you cut out or I cut out. I hope it's not this damn microphone again.
Well, sorry, I cut out. Bring some stuff up from the present. You know what I mean? And like, it's not everything that he won't take accountability for, but it's like his situation, he will never make it better. We came to him with solutions. We came to him with the number for the UN. We came to him with all the different solutions, all the different ways. Like UN. We walked into water. Yeah, because he wants to talk to the UN.
Oh, yeah. He probably has to take one of those little numbers in the queue. There's probably half the world waiting to talk
Jeff,
to the UN.
Snafu and I called the United Nations.
Oh.
I tried to record it, but because I messed up on the recording, I don't have the recording. So I know it's possible, and they
probably have a contact. Like in this day and age, there's a Twitter. There's got to be a way to contact them.
I know, but my point is that we gave him like all these opportunities, and multiple different people gave him opportunities. Margot went last night and told him that she can get him connected with somebody who's in the Senate.
No, Margot just needs to come. First of all, she's not offering him anything that I couldn't look up myself on a website.
Look, I agree.
I think she's overplaying what she has to offer.
I agree with you, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter who offers it or what the offering is. He does not accept a solution to any of his problems.
I heard Margot dangle some connections, and Jack very much seemed interested in wanting them and asking for them, and Margot was kind of withholding.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They play.
But I don't watch it consistently. I see like little glimpses here and there when I tune in when there's nothing else on.
Those two play games with each other. But like,
oh yeah, yes. That's why I'll get involved because they're both adults. Games between two grown adults is not my playing field.
It's just all it is you know, when you're. I can't be around people who aren't accountable for their own lives.
It's frustrating, it's for sure.
It's so hard.
Yeah, I leave them alone too. I'm in the same boat. I don't know what to do with those people either. We're just in two different directions.
And then it's like, and then I get thrown out. So it's like, why even go there?
Wait, what happened with Flow State? $40? Dang.
Oh, Flow State said he was going to send me some money one day to my Cash App. He's all, give me your Cash App. I'll send you some money for, you know, for all the, you know, cool stuff you've done or something. And I was like, okay. I was like, you don't have to, but all right. And you know, send me your Cash App. So I sent him my Cash App. Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. And I wasn't expecting nothing. It's just, you know, just like stupid shit. Like I had to look up my Cash App because I don't sit here and grift every day. You know, and so I had to go open the app. I haven't had Cash App, you know, in a year or two. You know, I don't know.
Wait, what?
It's just one of those things. I bet Flo that Margot and Jeff will have sex. What?
I'm sure not. Frank, I'm coming.
But Jeff, I wouldn't mind being surrounded by people who are on their like way, you know, towards like a better life. You know,
that's what I think. If we find like a healthy men's, like, draw more men that are on the similar path that want to just come together and support each other and form a community, and like finding other channels that are into that, maybe other groups or organizations that are into that. I kind of left Mankind Project, but I did shop it around there for a little while, but nobody really seemed interested. Steve has a lot of connections with men's groups, men's channels, men's work. Let's make something happen.
Most people don't want to do anything with you until you've become something on here.
Oh.
Like, you know, look at Paul and Slave. Like, he didn't talk to Brian from High Impact Flicks until his viral video. What's up, the Lord of all
Well, then
shit.
I just need more subs. Then.
How's it going, brothers? I hear we're gossiping and talking shit. What you got? What you know? Let's gossip about these fucking losers.
It's all about taking accountability, right, my man?
That's right, man. Sick of these fucking losers on the internet with their lame ass fucking panels and drama. I fucking hate it.
Loser
what do
failures,
we do about it?
We need to do a Hail Satan ceremony, and we need to cast.
Hey, let's do that. Axis was going to come up and teach a satanic prayer the other day. He never did.
See, I can't do that either. I'd have to leave.
I heard you got a semen demon following you, Jeff. Every time you go
yeah,
live,
I do have
is
a
that
demon
right?
stalker, but he has 3,300 viewers.
He's a semen demon. He's an incel.
I collect those.
He spills his seed inside of a sink, and then he washes it away, just like his life is being washed away right now. Poor soul. He's a poor soul. Hopefully the semen demon will come up. Come on up, semen demon.
He tried to come up earlier.
What a demon.
Do you need if you ever need help on that southern accent, let me know too.
It's not southern, it's retarded.
Oh, okay. Well, that one too I could help.
Oh, great.
Got you covered.
Appreciate
so
that.
what, Provo, what do we do with these channels? How do we kick them up to the next level? And how do we help men?
Oh, you want to help men? This is a men's support group now?
Yeah. You need some?
No, hell no. I got Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. He protect me through everything.
That's one path.
I don't need
spirituality could be play a very
I know you're not heterosexual, but men like me don't like to hold hands in a circle and spin yarn and be a victim. I'm no victim over here. I'm a winner.
Yeah, well, I don't think any of us would see ourselves as victims. But what do you do when you're like in one of your moments, especially
moments.
with autism.
My whole life is a moment. What are you talking about?
So are you just like in the storm, moment to moment, just surfing the chaos?
Sure, I don't really like surfing. I'm fucking scared of sharks, but you know.
Well, what are you doing in the panelverse?
Me?
Dude,
I'm not a panel parasite. You know that. I'm no panel parasite like Hank and Lindsay and just name a couple. Chuck, he's a panel parasite. You know, DaFreak, you're a panel parasite. Who else? We got a
Moose.
couple.
Would you consider Moose?
No, he makes content. I've seen enough of his content. He's a justified content creator in his own right. He's a real ass dude.
I appreciate that, brother. I do appreciate that.
So he gets my respect, but these panel parasites.
But do you feel like even if they don't create content, if they go on other panels consistently, is that not contributing some form of content of its
No,
own?
it's just lonely ass fucking people who sit in their house by themselves all fucking day and they need a friend. They absolutely have no goddamn friends. They got no goddamn family. They come online to fill.
Why are you talking about me?
You sound like you have very intimate knowledge of this.
What? Yeah, well, I get to look at these fuckers because they, I make content, so they come into my world and they include themselves. So it's not too hard to make a quick observation. You don't need to be a zoologist, Jeff, to recognize a jackass. Now, do you? You need to be a zoologist to recognize a jackass?
No, I think
No,
I
you
see
don't.
them pretty clearly
No,
when
you
they
don't.
show up.
I don't need to be retarded to know when someone's Down syndrome. You know what I mean? You could just look at it.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
right.
I kind of do know what
Did
you
you
mean.
see
has
the
a
new
look.
Talcott clip collection? The new like 30-second clip of
No,
Jack?
can we play it?
We should.
Yeah,
It's
let's do it.
hilarious. It's fucking hilarious.
I don't really like that Talcott.
Provo, we're gonna upstage you for a second with Talcott.
It'll be quick. It's a quick
It's
one.
crazy. I bring
hilarious.
in the numbers. You were at 8, and now you're at 9 watches. I bring the numbers, and you tank it on this shit.
No, well,
it's
I
30
appreciate it.
seconds.
Like, I wish you would help me grow. I'm trying to get to 500.
Looks like you got some haters in your chat. One of them's calling me Porno Planet. Isn't that the
Porno
fat
Planet.
Is that the fat obese guy who sits in a gaming chair with that Miami Vice aesthetic behind him?
No,
Is
that's Freak. He's cool. Freak's.
No, I think I have seen. He's on Tommy's
You're just
channel.
revealing your taste level.
I've seen DaFreak on Tommy's panel. He's an ugly, fat, obese character, much like a lot of the other people. What?
That's ugly is subjective.
I'm
Some
just
people
telling
say
you
that
the
about
truth.
you.
Telling you the God's honest truth.
If they put you next to Freak and y'all did like a beauty.
Oh, I'm gorgeous. I'm gorgeous. God knows that. He put both hands on me when he blessed me. You know what I mean? I was blessed with both hands. Some of these people out here, one hand blessing.
Some of them didn't even get blessed.
Well, ugly
That's right.
people need love too.
No, they don't. I'm pro genocide.
Okay, Provo, come on. Don't make me have to remove you.
No, it's cool.
You can't say that.
You're not going to get in trouble for that. You'd be all right.
Okay. Let me
This
pull
is
it back
joke.
a bit. Let me pull it back.
'Cause
I'm
it's come
pro
from
eugenics. I'm pro eugenics. You could be pro eugenics, right?
Oh, fuck. My ex was
Oh,
pro eugenics.
man.
That's disgusting, Provo. He wanted
Let's
to
please-
sterilize poor people so they couldn't breathe.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
I mean, sounds
oh,
like
fuck.
a
He
good
wants
man
to
you
get
had
rid of
there.
everybody with a long forehead, like Jack.
That's right.
Jack's forehead wouldn't be an issue if he would cut his hair and beard to
Yeah, I
be in
mean, because
proportion
right
with
now
it.
you can land
Maximize your
747
features.
on that thing.
Anyways, you were about to do some fucking content and then you forgot about it. You got ADHD.
Well,
or
no, I
some
was
shit?
asking your
Go ahead,
insight
play the
into
shitty
how to
clip.
help
Play the
manage.
shitty Talcott clip. I don't fucking mind.
I was gonna say it, but I
Like
probably
I
won't.
fucking care.
Do
play
you
the
have it
clip.
queued up?
Play the clip, devil.
Devil man. I believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior.
Hey, say
Praise
Christ is
God.
king.
Christ is king.
Christ be king.
That's right.
Praise Jesus. Satan. You have the clip?
Fuck no. I
Oh,
I'm the
you want me
content.
to get the clip? All right.
lazy piece of
I'll
shit.
get it. I'll get it.
Guy doesn't know how to use a search bar. You just
I
type in
got
Talcott.
Well, I know,
clip.
but I'm lazy.
No,
and
it's a
he sounded like he
specific
had
one.
a particular clip in mind. But yeah, you're right. I could do that.
It's golden. I got it.
Speaking of
the devil
accountability,
makes you lazy. The devil makes you lazy.
You should just give me
Sloth is one of our
keys to your
offerings.
StreamYard. I should give you keys to my StreamYard. I don't know. But I don't want you to have keys to my house, devil.
Your background looks real nice.
Oh, Moose, can you pop it in the private so I can grab it?
Hold on.
Looks like someone dropped it in the chat.
Let's see. All right. I'm logging into StreamYard on the computer.
Jesus Christ. Between you two can't even play a goddamn clip.
Oh, man. We need a producer like Provo in the house.
That's right.
Oh,
why
shit.
are there 2 1s?
Dude, you got a lot of chat rats here today.
Shit. Hold on.
Shout out to all the chat rats.
There we go.
I like my chat rats.
Hell yeah, they're slime though. They be some slimy little motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Gonna watch
that Canadian girl, Rebecca. She's a unique one for sure. Oh, this is great.
And mute up.
Story of the young bull, the old bull, sitting on top of the hill, and young bull sees the herd of heifers down there. Says, "Hey, let's run down there and fuck ourselves a heifer." The old bull says, "No, let's take our time. We'll walk down and fuck them all."
Wow. How?
That's
I mean, come on.
What do you do with all that raw?
You could see the power of
you were talking
Christ
about
in
alphas
Talcott.
earlier.
The power
That's a
of Christ.
fucking demon.
Alpha in the wild.
That's the power of Satan, Provo. That is not the power of
That's
Christ.
the power of Christ leading Jack Talcott towards a world with no wars and no secrets.
Yeah, he's got a lot of fucking skeletons in the closet, brother. You think that if he had no secrets, we'd all be like, he's Christ-like?
He's a Christ. He's a midlife Christian warrior. That's what I call him.
He's a midlife crisis. That's what he is, Provo.
Hey, I won't let you tarnish Mr. Talcott's good name in this here Devil's Arena. I don't like that one.
I don't have to tarnish his name. He tarnishes it itself every single day.
He's born again new. He ain't got a blemish on him. He's
I'm
perfect.
sure if he went to a Catholic priest, that priest would quit.
Maybe. You know what you need is a goddamn new microphone, Moose. That's what the fuck you need. Sounds like
popcorn. You want me to plug in the microphone, asshole?
Sounds like popcorn and Rice Krispie treats every time you fucking talk. It's low budget.
Rice
low
Krispie
quality.
treats or just the Rice Krispies, the bowl and the milk?
Either one. You ever crunch
No,
into
they're
one of those
the
fuckers?
treats don't crackle like
they do.
They
crunch. You ever bite into it?
Treats do because I don't
You
know
never been into a Rice Krispie treat?
I've never had more
crunch,
than
crunch.
Maybe those crackle, but when you bite in, but with the Rice Krispies,
Yeah, so
you don't even have
it
to
sounds
touch
like someone's
the bowl.
eating a Rice
It
Krispie
just,
treat.
all on its own makes the crackle.
Either
pop.
way, both analogies work here, brother.
Oh, Bex, okay. What? Give me a new ETA on Survivor, and then I'll make sure that
who gives a
wrap
shit?
This up.
Who gives a shit? I'll wrap this up.
Who
to
is
go
this
hang
new
out with
one?
my Discord rats. Get your shit together, Jeff.
Okay, we're getting two.
Who's
moose.
this?
Is this Meese? Mises? Moose? What's plural of moose?
Who's this psychopath?
Mooses?
Kick him. Kick him.
No. It's Moose. I just don't know why he's on twice.
Let me do it in Rebecca's voice. Whatever works for you guys, I shouldn't be more than 20 to 30 minutes. That's what she says.
That's not her voice. You're horrible at that.
Well, I tried.
You need to pray more.
I tried my best.
It's a good effort. I still don't know how that's going to...
Let me try again. Whatever works for you guys, I shouldn't be more than 20 to 30 minutes.
No, I can't, Moose. I didn't know you were talking.
Is that good? Hey, Moose, how was that?
I thought you... Now I'm just stuck listening to Provo babble and spurg. I thought he was here to help mental health. And
are you being ableist
Bex.
right now, my brother in autism?
What?
Are you being ableist, my brother in autism?
Probably.
Probably.
Do you feel offended?
the genocidal Christian.
Unsafe.
You know what? Jesus wants to genocide the demons. Okay. You don't think
he doesn't.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
He sees demons. Though.
He wants to
Jesus.
genocide
What is it?
the
Mark.
demons.
Gospel of Mark.
He wants all them demons gone.
He would know all the demons. When he'd encounter somebody that had a demon in it, he'd be like, "I see you, demon. I know."
And
you're
I'm
in
gonna
there.
genocide you, demon. I'm gonna cast you out.
That's a pretty cool story. I wish they'd make a movie of it. Jesus and the demons.
Well, they're watching it right now. You're the demon. What kind of demon are you? Because you know, there's Steven the semen demon. What kind of demon are you?
That could be in that species. Bex, could you flash your camera so I'll know you're not?
Oh, wow, that was a quick 20 to 30 minutes.
No, I just thought I'd give you I just came up to give you a quick voice sample, so you can practice better.
It'll be on stream.
Yeah. So I do understand there have been moments where I've been sick or smoked too much, but momentary
Still
only.
didn't sound like that.
So I'm just I appreciate the homage though, Mr. Provo Planet, and nice to see you. I'll be listening as I run around. Thanks for having me, Jeff.
What time should I show up for?
Well, I'll be between 20 and 30 minutes, no more. So if that works for you.
Okay, 20 minutes, no more. I'll be there.
Hey, nice to meet you, Vex. Anyways, bring up the freak. He says he's coming up. Let me talk to this retard.
Oh, fuck. All right. Well, you got 20 minutes, freak, because I owe them the Survivor app.
Let's go. Make it quick.
But if y'all want to do like a blood sport later, I'll be available for that.
You want a blood sport?
All right, I'm just going to assume this is freak. Welcome.
What up, retard?
Hey, so... Oh, hold on, I got double audio going.
Yeah, because you're kind of dumb.
So, how do you know you're saved?
Let's get the hierarchy.
How do I know?
In place.
How do I know I'm saved?
Yeah.
By what? The Bell? We're talking about Saved by the Bell. You like the 90s shows?
I remember that show, but I'm talking about when you make your claim about Jesus.
What about him? What claim did I make?
Well, right before you went into your genocidal, you would kill people, Christianity, you talked about being saved by Jesus
never
Christ.
said I would kill anybody. You're misrepresenting my words. That's not in good faith.
I heard you something say about genocide or like sterilizing.
I'm pro-genocide. That doesn't mean I do the killing. I never said I'd kill anybody.
Well, maybe you just spent the demons or something.
Maybe the government. Maybe the government comes and take people like DaFreak away to make the world a better place.
That's a really ugly, hateful way of looking at people.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. I think.
No, it's not.
I think it is. And this is my show.
Well, how come you don't think it's really ugly and hateful when they call deer herds or elk herds or any type of animal? Maybe like in Australia, they got all these cats and they got to kill them.
Because we're not deer. We're fucking more civilized.
Oh, you're special, huh? You're something special?
Yeah, I think humans are something special.
You are?
I think we're more special than deer.
I don't think so.
I do. And sheep.
Nope, not me.
Well,
why not?
Then you go lay with the sheep and all.
Why?
Stay with the men.
Yeah, why? Don't we have
why are you special? What's the difference between you and a sheep?
Because I'll tell you what sheep can't do. They can't build cities and buildings and skyscrapers and write symphonies and
they know. Hey, they're so good at life. They don't need to do that shit.
Drama.
They don't need any of that to be happy.
They can't create StreamYard.
How sad are humans? Because they need all that shit. Sheep just need some grass in the sun. Nice little tree for shade.
Well, go be a sheep then. I don't want to be a sheep and just eat grass.
I'm surrounded by sheep right now. What are you talking about?
No telling what you already doing with the grass.
I touch grass.
So
I'm not happy as a sheep.
Even science says we're top of the food chain. So like that, that's a hierarchy right in itself. But Jesus says that we're more important than many sparrows. Maybe you forgot that. And then also in Genesis, I can't remember which chapter, but he talks about we have dominion over the animals and the planet and blah blah blah. So how the hell are you going to equate yourself with a deer?
Did Jesus say dominion over the planet? Let me go back. Did he say dominion over the planet?
Well, it is subdue it and everything, you know,
and everything in it, and everything in it, right? And that's humans too. That's humans too. Subdue humans and control them.
No, I was talking about the planet and the animals.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
He wasn't talking about humans.
He was talking to Adam, and I think at the time he was just talking to Adam.
And what he said?
Well, he gave him dominion over the animals and stuff.
Right.
That's right.
But he killed him.
That's right. He killed him.
So then how is the deer more important than you then?
It's not.
It is.
It's not. He's just like sheep.
No. Here's the thing. You guys think you could take away nature, right? And humans will be just fine. But the reality is you need bugs.
Yeah, we're not.
You need wolves. You need these things, or guess what?
Nobody's saying
humans don't
we're
exist.
Prioritizing humans.
I'm just saying they come before us.
No,
without them, there is no us. You can't have humans on Earth without animals.
Well, then
doesn't
go
work.
dance with the wolves. Why are you here with the humans?
Being a bad steward is not the same as the importance or the rank of a human over other animals.
I know some people that are far beneath an animal.
I'm not surprised.
That's right. That's right. So what's your problem, DaFreak?
I don't have a problem, actually. I think you're kind of funny, I guess. But you know, what I do see is, like, sometimes you'll go up and you'll make a claim like, yeah, you know, me and Jesus, we're good. You know, I'm saved and blah, blah, blah.
That's right. That's right.
And then, like, tomorrow you'll go on, like, TML or somebody that's, like, not Christian. And you'll be like, oh, well, I'm not really that much of a Christian. What do you have to say about it? And it's like, whoa, wait a second.
Now I know you're a skeevy little slimy fuck, because it's been about a few months since I was on TML's channel. But when I know maybe what you're referencing. I said I'm not a real Christian because of the fact I'm a Latter-day Saint. And according to most other Christians, right, maybe Orthodox or Catholics or even Methodists, they look at Mormons, Latter-day Saints, and say they're not Christian. So I come into those conversations with that understanding to lay that groundwork for that conversation. Do you understand that?
Yeah,
okay.
I understand that.
There you go.
All right.
Wow, good.
Are you a Christian, DaFreak? Are you
I'm definitely Christian.
Oh, you are. What kind of Christian?
I'm a Jesus Christ Christianity Christian.
So you're a fake Christian. You're just I read the book and Christ comes to me kind of guy?
I don't know how to answer that other than, like, you know, I feel like he's always with me.
Oh, yeah, because you read the book, right?
Well, I mean, I read the book, you know, but I didn't find Jesus through the Bible, if that's what you mean.
Where'd you find him? At a state fair, at a carnival?
Just like prayer and like Christian television and prayer and
television. Jesus came to you through the television and prayer.
Well, no, but that's what got me going. And then once he revealed himself to me, then I didn't own a Bible until he
revealed himself to you.
Right.
How did he do that?
In the spirit realm.
Oh, you went in the spirit realm and you found my boy Christ.
Well, I didn't go, but he took me there.
Oh, he took you there.
Yeah.
And was this under some kind of acid trip?
Definitely not.
So you were just sober as a gopher. Jesus popped up, took you to, you know, Stranger Things underworld and said, welcome to the spirit realm? That's your fucking story?
Well, it wasn't quite like that, but I mean, you know, you're not too far off.
You know that sounds fucking retarded, right?
I don't know, because you have plenty of other Christians that will testify about their same Holy Spirit experience. So, you know.
Oh, other people said it.
People say that about UFOs too and Bigfoot.
Wow. That's insane that you actually think that happened to you, but it makes sense. You obviously have some mental cognitive issues.
What if he had a religious experience, conversionary experience?
I'd say he's just tripping on his own sauce.
Why is it a God or Jesus?
Why isn't it God or Jesus?
Yeah, like how do you?
Okay. So you're telling me Jesus said the best way to get my message out there is to come and meet DaFreak. instead of, let's just say Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Imagine Jesus could come to one of our elected world leaders and do what they just did for DaFreak. Or anybody of importance.
Yeah,
I'm just
maybe.
saying, why
work
you
in mysterious ways?
Why you and not somebody who can actually change the world?
You sound jealous that he's not using you.
No.
You
I'm
and
not
DaFreak
jealous.
could both be sharing a mission right now. So y'all are
See, I don't need to go find Jesus. Jesus doesn't need to come find me because I'm walking with him.
Okay, well, one of you is
I'm
mistaken
walking
because
with.
y'all can't both be right.
Well, he's wrong. He sounds like he's just taking drugs.
One of you, which is like the Spider-Man, two Jesuses point at each other.
So you just read the Bible. Jesus comes to you through the television and prayer, and now you're coming at me telling me you know Jesus. I just want to get that clear.
And yours just walks beside you. Is he walking by you right now?
Well, I'm not walking, but if I get up and walk,
Jesus
yeah,
and
he's
the
gonna be walking right next to me. Absolutely.
Does he help you feed the sheep too, or does he just walk?
He helps me slaughter the sheep.
Okay.
So wait a second. How long have you been Christian or Mormon or whatever?
Let's do the math here. 25 years.
And you've been praying and asking him to reveal himself to you for all the time, and he's never even said a word to you?
No, he said he walks right next to him.
Walks right next to me.
He's
Jesus is the strong.
Does he have a robe? Is he like he looks in the pictures?
He's the strong, silent type. He's not a big man of words.
He wasn't silent in the Bible. He had all kind of words in red.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
does he have the robe? Does he look like he looks in your picture?
Well, I don't hallucinate, so I
Or
don't
is there
see
the
him.
black
I can just feel his presence.
You
It's
know,
called
there's
the Holy
rumors that
Spirit.
he's colored.
There's rumors that Muhammad was white.
Well, I didn't know about those, but
Oh, you didn't know Muhammad was a redhead? Oh, Muhammad.
But I knew Jesus
red-haired
was
people?
probably
Can you
not
tell
a
me where
Northern
red-haired
European
people come from?
Caucasian.
All right. Let's talk about white people in the Middle East. Can you tell me where red-haired people come from?
Wait, I'm more curious about Jesus's fashion.
I agree. And you think Jesus might be brown, but where's Muhammad from?
I want to know about the robe.
Let's just be real quick.
I don't know about Muhammad. I don't know anything about Muhammad. Or his
What about
life.
redheads? Guess where redheads come from?
Our land.
All right. So how did a red-haired guy get to the Middle East?
I don't know anything about Muhammad or the color of his hair.
I'm just trying to help you understand.
I think you just tried to
I'm just trying to help you understand.
Your savior's
the possibility that Jesus
poor
might have been a little bit
taste.
lighter skinned is not insane when you got a red-haired Muhammad. You understand that?
Not really, but
you don't understand.
Why do you think the Holy Spirit
you
is
don't
walking with you?
So you think Muhammad was a red-haired, brown-skinned guy?
How did we get on?
Have you ever
We're
seen?
supposed to be talking about.
Have
Jesus.
you ever seen?
Why are you deflecting?
I'm just because you brought up Jesus' skin color like that mattered, and I was just like, well, let's talk about Muhammad because he's red-haired. How many red-haired, brown?
I've never heard of Muhammad being red-haired. Maybe
well, look it up. It's an easy, quick Goog. Give it a quick Goog. Google that.
I imagine him looking more like
Google it.
Earth or something.
Google it.
How you spell Muhammad?
Jesus Christ, most commonly used name in the world.
Praise the
You
Lord.
don't even know.
So how do you know the Holy Spirit is
There's no definitive answer on the
what you
hair
call
color.
hallucination is actually Holy Spirit. So if you call it a hallucination, what's your experience been with the Holy Spirit?
Well, he guides me every day.
All right. How do you know that?
Because I'm here right now.
Okay. Well, you're here for
That's
5
funny.
more minutes, and then
That's
he's gonna have to
funny.
guide you to some other panel.
That's right.
You have anything you want to close with? Any words of wisdom?
So you know about the relics of Muhammad, right?
No, I know almost nothing about Muhammad. I don't even know how to spell his name. I just got it wrong.
You don't even know.
I
don't
called
even
it
know.
Mo, but it's Muhammad.
I've never read the Book of Mormon either.
No shit. So, anyways, you're not really a Christian, DaFreak. That's my point.
How do you know?
Look at you.
Dude, all I do is glorify Jesus Christ, and I'm not a Christian.
So you glorify Jesus Christ by coming up here and denouncing me?
How am I denouncing you? I just asked a couple questions, like how do you know you're saved? Like how do you know it's not the Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit that's guiding you if you've never even had a hallucination or experience with the Holy Spirit? Things like that. That's not denouncing you.
How do you know you're saved? What's the equation on that?
Is this
one?
my Jesus can be your Jesus?
I told you I had a vision.
So that vision alone is the magical formula for being saved.
Well, you know, not everyone gets a vision or whatever. I understand that, but it takes, you know, faith and repentance first and foremost. Why he gave me a vision, I don't know. Well, I kind of know, but I don't know fully why I know.
Sounds like you don't even understand your own experience.
No, I pretty much do, but you know,
you just said I don't know like 3 times.
Okay. Do you know everything that God is doing right now?
Pretty much.
Okay, well, what's that? What's going on in Israel right now?
We all know what's going on. I don't want to get Gen X Jeff channels struck by talking about, you know, the Jews.
Which chapter, book, or verse of the Bible can you correlate that to? You know, if at all.
The Bible? So are you trying to bring this to Revelations or some shit?
Well, anything that you can point to that would, you know, correlate.
The book of Kolob.
But you think you know what God is doing, everything that He's doing. So like,
yeah, I do. I mean, it's not too hard to see.
Let Him tell you, and let you tell us.
I got eyes to see and a ears to hear and a heart that's open, dude. It ain't too hard to tell. I could just look outside and could see God's work, dude. I ain't fucking blind. Anywhere I go, I see God's work at hand.
So you can't correlate the word of God to what's happening in the Middle East.
I can't. What are you talking about?
But you can only know Jesus Christ through the book, but yet you don't know the book. You can't quote the book, but yet you were a Christian and I'm not.
Wait. So
is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm Mormon. I have a different book, you idiot.
I don't know. I consider you Christian. What's the difference? You believe in Jesus Christ, right?
Of course, dude.
Okay, then. You're a Christian, so what?
I'm just saying, man, you're not a real Christian.
I'm not a real Christian.
Wait, what?
No.
Daniel, you talking about
glorifying Jesus? How am I not Christian?
How are you not Christian? Do you go to church?
No.
Okay.
I freak out the church.
You're going to hell. You got to go to church, dude.
So you think going to church is what gets you in and out of hell?
The right church, yeah.
Sounds like
the Mormon church,
right there.
The tabernacle.
I'm just saying, there's one true religion. You're just gonna sit on the sidelines while all of us walk.
Okay, this conversation is looping, and I have to go.
Yeah, when I see you start to rock, I know you're getting impatient. Just fucking chill out, Jeff.
No, I'm wrapping the stream up because I'm doing the Discord.
So. All right, hey, DaFreak, I'll have a longer conversation with you later. You just sound, to be honest, just like somebody who likes the idea of Jesus. That's all you are. You. No, that's you. Actually. No, I'm in a church.
That's you.
I'm in a religion. I have meetings every Sunday that I can go to.
Yeah, but
with like-minded people. You just sit in your little whatever domicile, and apparently Christ comes to you. That's your experience of Christ.
Well, the Holy Spirit is a real bona fide experience, which you seem not to have. So, like, who's closer to Jesus, you or me?
Me, certainly.
Surely not.
Is this what
absolutely
Christians do when they get together? They start measuring each other's Jesus dick.
That's right. Anyways, Gen X, fuck Satan. See, DaFreak can't even do shit like this because he's not even really walking with God. I confront the monster in front of me. Fuck Satan. Down with the devil. You're a demon, and I came up here to spread the word of Christ, unlike DaFreak.
Bless you, my child. Christ is
king.
Christ
is king.
Walk in the light. Go play with your sheep. We'll see you later. All right, freak.
Later, Jeff.
Good to see you. Next time I'm on, if y'all want to continue it, we can do it. Yeah. This is so fast. I'm actually enjoying this so much. Watching Christians yeah, it was. We'll do more of that. Like the Christian blood sports. All right. I got to go meet my people. Talk to y'all later. Take care.